everyone, I'm working on my Tattered Time mini album and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I thought I would show you the basic assembly of this for the pages. So I got these two pages out of one full sheet of 12 by 12, and this page here opens up like this, so two flaps, and because this is using the matte stacks, which are 6.5 by 4.5, I thought this was a perfect way to utilize full-size pictures. So this is a full-size photo mat, and then down here there'll be room for journaling, and I can also have pictures here. This isn't completely finished, I'm just in the process. So the final pages will measure 4.5 by 7, leaving a 1/2 inch space for binding, and I'm using my Bind It All. I don't know if I'm going to use the rings or if I'm going to use twine, but you can always punch holes, use a cinch, use binder rings, ribbon, lace, twine, whatever. So that's how this page opens. And then this page, it's not, this one I haven't completely designed yet. I want to wait until I get some of the other pages done. But my idea is to have this piece here and have like something coming off of it, and then it'll open up like this, and I can do journaling or a picture, and then it'll open up again like this, and I'll have two spaces here, and then I can put either a full-size photo, or if I use this paper, it'll probably be 4 by 5, so I can leave this uncovered. But anyway, so I'll show you that. So for this piece, to start off with, cut your 12 by 12 at 7 inches. So you have a 7 by 12 inch piece. And then cut 2 inches off, so you have a 7 by 10 inch piece, like this. And then score in 4.5 inches, and then an additional 4.5, which would make that 9. And so you have 4.5, 4.5, and then a 1 inch flap on this side. And then from one side, on the two end pieces, you want to measure in a 1/2 inch and cut, and then just cut it completely off, like so. So you have your 1/2 inch piece on the middle panel there for your binding, and then it'll just fold up like this. And for this page, what I did is I just added this little strip here and backed the whole piece with this tan color, and then I added this pattern paper on top, and then just cut around it to give it a nice effect. You can do whatever you want with this, but that was the basic how this piece worked out. And the leftover 2 inch by 6.5 strip, you want to keep this because we're going to use this on our other pages. So there's that one. And after you cut that page off, you'll have a it's a 5 by 12 inch piece left, and you want to cut a 1/2 inch off, and that's our little piece of waste, which, you know, you can use that if you want to, but for right now it's my waste piece. So you have a 5 by 12 inch piece, and then you want to score in 7 inches, and then at 9.5. So you have a 7 inch panel, and then two 2.5 inch panels. And then, you know, you have, once you add your paper, you'll have a 1/2 inch here for your binding, and then these pieces will just fold up, which, you know, you can do something different. This is just my idea. And so there's that piece, and this is what the pages are going to look like. so really fun. And I'll show you the other two pages that I have going. So, okay, so I just showed you this page that folds open like this. Well, I changed what I was doing and decided to do something different. So this is what I did, and there's a little pocket there. And what I ended up doing is I took half of one of the matte stack sheets, which is 4.5 by 3 1/4, and just cut it down, and then I added it, just glued it straight down to this piece and cut the excess off. And on the back I took a piece of the full-size paper and just added adhesive along these 3 areas here and glued it down to make my pocket. So it turned out like this, and I just made a tag that's the same size with this little topper piece that I cut out of the pattern paper. So that's what I did for this page. So these are the other 2 pages I've designed for this Tattered Time mini album. And this first page here, when I was making it, I was thinking about a paper bag and an envelope. So I kind of did a little bit of both in a way. The envelope, hence the flap, and then there's a gusset right here. So that kind of, like a paper bag. So it opens up like this to reveal 2 photo mats, and then I added this additional piece, so there's lots of photo mats. So this can hold 5 photos, and then I can do journaling up here or something, I'm not sure. And then I did a pocket on the back side for this one, and these 2 pages are made out of one full 12 by 12, and this page has the same concept with the little flap with this little border, and it can fall down and I can put journaling, and you can still see the full 4 by 6 photo. And then there's the back of that one that's just flat. So to do these pages, you first cut your 12 by 12 at 6.5, and then on your 6.5 by 12 inch piece, you want to score from the end 4.5 inches, and then 1/4 of an inch from that, which is 4 3/4, and then 1/4 inch from that, which is at the 5 inch mark. And then you want this panel to be 4.5 inches, so you'll score in from the end 9.5, and then 9 1/8, so that there's some bulk room, and then you'll have your flap that's 2 7/8. So it folds together, and it'll look like that. It has lots of room in there. So there's that piece, and then your additional piece here that's left is 5.5 by 12 inches, and then you'll cut a 7-inch piece from that, and this will be your second page, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this part here makes up for the 1/2 inch for your binding, and also the pocket on the other side. So I have the little scrap pieces here. Let's see what I can work with. Alright, so your piece is 5.5 by 5. So on the 5-inch side here, you want to score in 1.5 inches. Yes, 1.5 inches. Or maybe it's 1 1/4. 1 1/4 inches. You want to score in from the bottom on the 5-inch side, 1 1/4 inches. So then you have your little flap. And then on the 5.5-inch side, you want to score in 1/2 inch on both sides. So then your piece, you know, will look like this once you have it all folded. And measuring in, once you fold this up, measure in and mark 1/2 inch. Because there's going to be 1/2 inch showing after you assemble it. Because that's the binding part. You want to measure in 1/2 inch, and then on these little flaps here, you want to just take out that little 1/2 inch square right there, and then just angle it up like that, so that it doesn't, when you fold it around, it doesn't catch or anything. So kind of show you the assembly part here if I can. So you want to add adhesive all along through here. And I know I want the pieces to be 7 inches long. So just to make sure, what I'm going to do is, this piece is 7 inches. I'm going to line up my crease here, and the middle panel, line it up at the end of my 7-inch piece, making it okay. And then I would just fold this piece down, and then I have my 1/2 inch piece that you see here. So now we're going to work on the pocket part, and I'm going to lay this out so it's flat. And I'm going to add adhesive in the bottom here, and I'm also going to add adhesive on these flaps. So now I'm just going to lay my pocket piece down, lining it up with the edges. So now I have the basic assembly of everything, and let's say, because this is a pocket, I want to slide things in there. There's a chance that you will get snagged on these little tab pieces in here. So when I add my papers, I'll just tuck them in there so that there is no lip right there, and it'll slide in perfectly, and it'll hold like a 4x6 perfectly. So I mean, that just works out great. And then for this piece right here, this is where that 2 by 6.5 inch strip comes in perfectly from the other 2 pages that I showed you. So you just fold it in half, so you know it's 1 inch increments. And then what I'm going to do, let me find my papers here. Okay. Is just kind of make it like a little book thing. So what I'm going to do is add adhesive to, well, wait just a minute, I'm going to distress these first. Okay, sorry about that. I distressed my edges where they needed to be, where I knew I couldn't get to them, and added some adhesive to kind of speed it up. So taking the folded 2 inch piece by 6.5 inch piece, and then this is just one of the Tattered Time textured cardstocks. That's 6.5 by 4.5. I'm going to butt this piece in here, but I don't want it all the way up against that crease because I want some give room. I don't want it to be too snug. So I'm just going to apply this, just leaving a little bit of a gap. I guess I didn't realize I hadn't cut this down to 6.5, but oh well, accidents happen. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I just, to make it easy, I just line up the back of this piece and then fold it over. So it's like that, and I'll go ahead and cut, where'd my scissors go? Oh, cut this piece off. Hold on. Okay, so let's cut this piece off. Like that. And then, so I have like a little book thing created, and then I would add my top layer like this, so you can't see any of that cardstock except, you know, right in the crease, but, and then it would open like this, and I would just adhere the blue piece down so it would open like this, and that's how that was created. And this is again what it looks like, just like that, and then the pocket on the back. And for this page, what I did is I took that, it's 5.5 by 7 inch piece, and I want to measure in 1/2 inch on one side and cut out on this little 1 inch piece. So it doesn't interfere with our 1/2 inch binding area. So you know it looks like that now. And then what I did is I just took this piece and just added it on there, and it created a fun little flap, and it'll be held down probably with like a paper clip. Probably get the Tim Holtz ones, and then I can put a tag there or something, and then just cover the inside and with cardstock, and you can have a drilling spot. That's my plan anyway. So there are these 2 pages again, and my other 2 pages that I made out of 2 pieces of cardstock, and this is what they're gonna look like. So I will probably, once I finish this, I'll show you the video of that showing you the finished album. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll try to kind of go through things in a little more detail on different things when I show you the finished project. So thanks everyone for watching. I forgot to mention this. When you do your little book thing, before you adhere it down, you want to cut off about 1/16 of an inch off the opening end. This way, when you adhere it down and you add your pictures and stuff, it won't be too snug in here that it'll catch when you're opening it and stuff. So that's what I did. So I just wanted to tell you that, and yeah, thanks. Okay, when you're adding your papers to your pocket here, oops, you want to find out how deep your paper is going into your pocket. And the best way to do that is to line it up, you know, where you want it, and mine is 3/4 of an inch in from the end, and then just slide it down, and you know, make your little tick mark, and then slide it up again, make your tick mark on this side, and just cut a little sliver off the sides so that it'll tuck into your pocket. And line up. Sorry, I was probably off camera there. Just like that. Oops. So that's how you do that. Just a nice little tip for you.